Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Okay, seems to be working. Oops. Check, check, check. 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 Okay. right. Um, okay. Hmm. This should be interesting. Just posting around a little bit, telling people I'm doing this. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I think all the audio is working and etc. I think. Oh, I should double check that the YouTube audio is coming through. Looks like it is, but it could be a little louder. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. Alright, I think everything's set up. So, I don't know, I guess I could just... I don't know if anyone's there, like, and wants to chat or something. I don't know. actually joins me, I guess I'll just go back to the stream starting soon screen. And I'll see you all in about 20 minutes. For what should certainly be an interesting reveal trailer, or live stream, or whatever. See y'all soon. Screw it. I guess what's really the value of going back to the starting soon screen? You know, it's probably better to actually just keep this going so that people at the very least, if they click on, they're like, oh, there's a person here doing things. Maybe not doing much, but doing some stuff or something. I don't know. Anyways, I guess I'm just here and will sort of ramble to myself, I suppose. Yeah, I know people are really nervous about this, and you know, after double exposure, you know, I can totally understand. You know, that game, it felt a lot more corporate, you know? And, you know, with this bringing Chloe back, after that one bringing Max back, you know, not to mention the, I don't know, and we'll see, you know, how much this tries to play into the nostalgia, and how much it seems like they're actually trying to tell a new story, you know, I'm cautiously optimistic, without being necessarily outright excited. Unlike a lot of people, I actually believe the people at Deck 9 sincerely, you know, that the team, the Life is Strange team at Deck 9 sincerely care about Life is Strange. I actually believe that. Or at least the team that existed before, because the thing is that all these people left Deck 9, right? Like, there's like half a studio now or something. So, like, it's hard to know what exactly the dev team looks like for this game. Hopefully it was developed mostly when, or at least written, when there was, like, more people there. But hard to know at the moment. So, like, that's part of the concern for sure for me, is, like, who was actually there to write it and develop it. But, you know, like, I'm not against the idea of, you know, of bringing back Chloe after bringing back Max and giving them sort of a cap off to their story, right? Like, okay, the Arcadia Bay story is done, kind of, you know? And maybe, you know, maybe that'll help people move forward with Life is Strange in the future. Because everyone was always like, bring Max and Chloe back, bring Max and Chloe back, bring Max and Chloe back. I mean, hopefully, if we can give people a an ending that feels good here. That's, you know, best of both worlds, no pun intended. Maybe we can finally move forward and let Life is Strange be an anthology series like it was always meant to be, actually. And there is something interesting that can be done with the character work of potentially, like, combining the timelines where Chloe lived and Chloe died, right? And where Arcadia Bay survived and where Arcadia Bay didn't. Like, if you actually do something like to combine those, there is interesting character drama that can be taken from that. So there's potential, if they do it right, you know. But it's not necessarily super easy to do right. Obviously, when they brought Max back last time, it didn't exactly go over super well. But to be fair, part of that was the way that they handled Max and Chloe. One thing I'm really interested to see, like, seeing an older Max was interesting, in how, you know, she had matured a little bit from when we last saw her, and wasn't quite so timid and you know, and worried about getting involved in things. But I'm particularly interested in what an older Chloe might be like. Because she was so emotionally stunted due to all her trauma. You know, to find herself almost entirely by not fitting in, you know, by refusing to fit in, refusing to follow, refusing to, you know, and she just, like, I don't want her to have lost that, you know. She should still be a punk. Absolutely, she should still be a punk. A Chloe who's not a punk is not a Chloe, you know, is not Chloe Price. But at the same time, I wonder if she's gained a little bit of emotional maturity that she didn't have. You know, maybe she's a little less selfish, a little less impulsive, maybe. But not necessarily less blunt, you know? Who knows? I mean, I'm interested in that, personally, what an older Chloe might be like. Because, I mean, what they did do in Double Exposure, in my opinion, was they wrote a Max who did seem like an older version of the Max that we knew. Like, she seemed in character, but also grown up, you know? Like, she didn't, you know, and part of that, to be fair, is the performance, where they got, damn it, I'm blanking on the VA's name, but they got the original actor for Max back, and, you know, hopefully they got Ashley Birch back for Chloe, in this one, because both of those actors know their characters so well. So, you know, if they do that, I think that there's definitely, you know, I mean, like, Ashley Birch actually, like, she consulted on Before the Storm to make sure that they got Chloe right, you know? It was during it was during a writer's strike. An actor's strike, a voice actor's strike. So Ashley Birch didn't do the voice acting for Before the Storm. But she did help with the writing of Chloe to make sure that everything was, you know, was really authentic, you know? So, you know, Not that I don't think again, I'm blanking on the other Chloe VA, the one who did perform in Before the Storm, um, and has come back a couple times since. But she's fantastic too, and you know, I think that she would bring a plenty authentic Chloe. But again, Ashley Burch actually has some experience actually like helping make sure Chloe has done some justice. So hopefully they got Ashley Birch back and she was able to give a little bit of feedback in how to develop Chloe and have her be a little older. Um, you know, and what that looks like. Um, So we'll see. You know, look, this could be a disaster. It could be. It could be a blatant cash grab, and you know, and have none of the heart that Life is Strange needs. And you know, it could just be Square Enix saying people didn't like double exposure, bring Chloe back, and and make the fans happy again. Because Square Enix sucks. Um, but we don't know yet. And again, I'm trying to stay cautiously optimistic without allowing myself to get too outright excited, just because I do know some of the behind the scenes of Square Enix, of Deck 9, and there was a lot of crap that has happened. So, I'm concerned about how that affects Life is Strange. Really, the way that Square Enix and Deck 9 have operated as studios is in many ways antithetical to the core of Life is Strange. I mean, Square Enix is leaning hard into, generative AI and large language models. And like Deck 9, there was this whole expose from IGN about it being an incredibly toxic culture with like really bad people in it. But like that was the management, not the like on the ground developers who wrote, who worked on the games, and who worked on Life is Strange in particular. But the management seems to be really horrendous at Deck 9. So it's a little, I don't know, it's concerning the way that the people behind these games, or at least the management of the people behind these games, seem to operate, and how deeply antithetical they are to everything Life is Strange is. Because, I do think that to some extent we saw some of that clashing in Double Exposure. I think that that's a not insignificant reason that Double Exposure fell short for a lot of people. It just didn't have some of the spark that the other Life is Strange games had. And I sincerely think a big part of that is that like Square Enix got more hands-on, I think. They wanted something that reminded people more of the original game. And they wanted Max Caulfield back, and they wanted to appeal to nostalgia, like so many studios do these days. So I'm, and then again, like, Felice Kwan, I want to say her name is, was the story lead for Life is story lead. Was that the right? Like, she was one of the main creative voices in Before the Storm, and then also in True Colors, and then in Double Exposure. And she's gone. So like I don't know who's in charge of the story for this. Again, I'm hoping that the story was written when there were writers there. um, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to, with everything that's happened between Deck Nine and Square Enix, it's hard to know. Um, like, I didn't expect there to be another Life is Strange at Deck Nine. That's how much happened there, you know? So it's weird to me that here we are with another Life is Strange. Apparently they are contractually obligated for this one, so that's interesting. Um, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm just speculating right now, and I have concerns, and there's a chance for this to be really meaningful, really emotional, and impactful. And to be a sort of capstone on Arcadia Bay and Max and Chloe's relationship, and finally sort of close that story off and allow us to move forward. It is, of course, interesting because, Double Exposure introduced two new love interests. And obviously, Chloe was, like, the love interest, So I wonder, like, kind of how that will pan out a little bit within this game. I mean, I will note, right, like, while there were other relationships introduced, none of them went as deep as Max's relationship with Chloe. Like, that is an irreplaceable relationship, right, for both of them. Which is a big reason people were so upset about how they had broken up in one version of Double Exposure's timelines. That relationship went so deep. Even before they went through everything they went through in the original game. It just went so deep. So, who knows? If nothing else, it's interesting, right? If nothing else, it's an interesting idea, and we'll see how the execution is. And I will note, I am extremely intrigued by the tagline that they shared with the announcement of this live stream, which is separate the real from the rumor. I am deeply intrigued by that particular tagline. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I think there's potential. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how the execution's going to be. I don't know if they're going to try to, nickel and dime us with a super duper deluxe edition or whatever. Like they did with Double Exposure, where they released 2 episodes 2 weeks before the game came out for the people who paid the most. I don't know. It's I don't know. I hope that they thought hard about how to follow up on Double Exposure in a way that would not just make fans happy, because that's a bad way to go at things, is just make fans happy, but that would be meaningful and deliver a satisfying and compelling story that would act as a meaningful capstone to the Arcadia-based story in a way that fans would enjoy. Or reasonable fans, at least. Because Lord knows there are some who are not reasonable. Alright, let's get started.
The following live stream contains story spoilers for Life is Strange Double Exposure, and will contain gameplay and story teasers for the next Life is Strange game. If you want to be totally unspoiled, you might want to be careful about this video, because we're going to be showing you a lot of stuff. With that being said, we hope you enjoy.
I thought the storm would be the worst thing to hit Caledon. But now, I only have 3 days to save everyone.
Help! Moses!
All that destruction, and there was nothing I could do.
You bought us time. Time that we'll make the most of.
With so many lives at stake, I need all the help I can get. Sophie?
In the flesh. If you saw this campus burn down, then it means it was supposed to happen. Who are you to stop it?
I know there are consequences to using your powers, but maybe this time is different?
Right when everything is falling into chaos. She walks in, like she heard her cue. Chloe, how are you here?
Lots to discuss. Right now, I think we should run.
Chloe.
Let's go, Max! I have memories of things that can't possibly be true. Max, did you do this?
Your visions, the fire, we'll figure it all out.
Whatever comes next, it will happen to us.
This isn't fair! You can't have come back to me just to end up here.
Well, looks like the leak was right. Life is Strange reunion.
Years ago, the saga of Max and Chloe began. Childhood best friends reunited in a cruel twist of fate and torn apart by a heartbreaking sacrifice in a supernatural storm. Now, Life is Strange Reunion will bring this iconic duo back together again. As a devastating fire threatens Caledon University, Max and Chloe must face danger, make life or death choices, and unravel the disturbing truth behind Chloe's return.
Not again. It keeps getting worse.
As the story unfolds, you'll play some scenes as Max and some as Chloe,
Ooh.
using Max's resurgent power of rewind and Chloe's witty backtalk ability to investigate, save lives,
Get us out of here!
and fight for their future together.
We'll figure it all out. I'm just so glad you're here.
In today's stream, we'll answer all your burning questions. We'll explore the exciting return of Max's iconic power of rewind, glimpse into the fiery mystery that, depending on your choices, could claim the lives of Max's friends and students, and break down exactly how Chloe is back for everyone in this thrilling finale. But first, let's introduce two very special guests.
Hey everyone, I'm Hannah Tell, and I play Max
Tell, that's
Caulfield,
her name.
the girl who can rewind time. I'm so excited to finally talk about what's next for Life is Strange. But of course, I couldn't do it without my partner in time.
Hey, I'm Rihanna DeVries, and I play Chloe Price in Life is Strange Reunion. I'm seriously so
not
stoked to
Ashley
be
Birch.
back. It feels amazing to finally share this with all of you. I first played Chloe in Before the Storm, when she was just 16 years old. Getting to return to her now, older and more kick-ass, has been a dream as an actor.
And that's such a big part of this story, showing how Max and Chloe have grown and matured, but kept that spark that makes them them. After Life is Strange 1, there's been a solo adventure for each of our characters.
In Before the Storm, Chloe was dealing with so much. Losing her dad, meeting Rachel, and feeling totally abandoned by Max. That time in her life was rough.
I feel like I've grown up with Max too. In Double Exposure, she was haunted by Chloe's absence even while she was trying to move forward. I mean, how do you move on from losing someone who's basically your soulmate? Chloe was always in the back of Max's mind. Even when Max was running around trying to solve a supernatural murder across 2 timelines. But now, finally, time and fate have brought Max and Chloe back together.
Max, you're kind of staring a lot.
Sorry, I think I might be in shock.
Sure. Blast from the past and all.
In Life is Strange Reunion, Chloe has come to Max because she's suffering from these intense visions and impossible memories. And somehow she's also seeing Safi in her visions. Max's, let's say, complicated friend from Double Exposure.
Oh, wait, hold up, Hannah. Because I know, like, half the people watching this right now are probably thinking, wait, what the hell? My Chloe's dead. But this game isn't just for people who sacrificed Arcadia Bay to save Chloe.
No, not at all. Actually, the best way to explain how Chloe is back for both sets of players is to just show you. This first clip is from the timeline where Max made the heartbreaking choice to sacrifice Chloe to save Arcadia Bay.
What else do you see in your visions besides her?
Me? Dying on the Blackwell bathroom floor. I know it's not real, but it feels so... Did I die?
I saved you. No! Then, when the storm came, you asked me to go back and undo it. You saved Arcadia Bay. When you died,
This is bad. Reality isn't supposed to work like this. I'm...
you're alive. I don't care how or why. This is beyond anything I
Chloe looks
ever
great.
dreamed of.
But what the hell happened? How am I here right now?
Let's back up. When did the visions start? Was it just before Christmas?
How did you know that?
Because last December, my friend Safi lost control of her powers. For a while, there were 2 separate realities. One where Safi was alive, one where she was dead. I managed to merge them back together. But maybe I merged more than that?
So, when Max merged 2 timelines to save Safi's life, she also, without realizing it, merged the alternate realities where Chloe either lived or died.
Chloe may have the memories of both endings, but your Max still reflects the choice you made at the end of Life is Strange 1.
That's
To show
interesting.
you what we mean, let's see how that same scene you just watched plays out differently in the timeline where Max sacrificed Arcadia Bay to save Chloe.
What else do you see in your visions besides her?
A storm destroying Arcadia Bay. And my mom's grave. I know the town is fine and my mom's alive, but it feels so...
What do you mean? I don't know what's happening, but there definitely was a storm. And I'm so sorry, but your mom didn't make it.
Okay, it's pretty messed up for you to make me prove something like this, but voila. A selfie for my mom's gram. Stardate, 1 month ago.
Joyce is alive? In the town?
It's right where we left it.
Oh, shit. How do we have two separate realities? And how is Arcadia Bay back?
As you can see, depending on your canon choice from the end of Life is Strange 1, you'll get different branching dialogue throughout Life is Strange Reunion.
And these merged timelines mean Chloe's seriously messed up. She has nightmares of surviving the storm in Arcadia Bay, but she also has traumatic memories of bleeding out on the Blackwell bathroom floor.
And Max is still carrying all the weight from making her devastating choice. And that kind of guilt doesn't just disappear. Especially when the person you lost suddenly walks back into your life.
But this is a second chance for Max and Chloe to reconnect and rebuild their relationship as partners in time or something more.
What I love is that you get to guide Max and Chloe's relationship as they find their way back to each other. Whether they reconnect as best friends or romantic partners, that's totally up to you.
I think I would have gone insane a long time ago without you as my confidant.
I gotta say though, Max and Chloe trying to figure out their relationship while literally everything is on fire? Terrible timing. All they want to do is work out what Chloe's return means for them and for reality. But of course, nothing's ever simple.
Nope. And like, who's going to believe them?
Emergency. Someone is trying to burn down the campus. No, I don't know who. No, I have no proof. No, I'm not a crazy lady.
These two have got to try and stop it on their own.
And the stakes are huge. Max's friends and students can die in the fire. Seeing them in danger is why Max used her last resort, jumping back 3 days through a Polaroid photo.
Oh God, I did it. I jumped into a photo again. I'm sure this won't have terrible, far-reaching consequences for the school or the people I love.
In Life is Strange Reunion, Max can rewind from the very start.
Which is super useful. At the touch of a button, she can use rewind to investigate, uncover secrets.
Or just hit undo when you're like, wait, no, I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, we've all been there. I wish I had rewind in real life. Let's take a proper look at it in action.
If you are an OG Life is Strange 1 player, then you'll know all about Max's rewind. And in Life is Strange Reunion, she has control over this time-bending power once again. Here's the lowdown on everything you can do when you have an undo button in the palm of your hand.
Yoink.
Welcome back.
Rewind grants Max the power of knowing what the future will hold. Very handy. Although, she always has to live through the present first.
Okay, time to search around and look for any clues.
Problem here.
The door's locked. Locked? Oh crap, someone else must be here.
It's stuck. Someone must have locked it when they ran through before.
We'll give them the all clear. Come on, it's about to start.
What's about to start?
Charges set. Detonation commencing.
What the fuck? They're demolishing the house now?
I'll disable the charges.
Are you fucking nuts? There's no time, we have to run.
Detonation in 10, 9,
Just stay back.
8, 7.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What do I do?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
This is crazy.
Crap.
1.
What the fuck? What do I do?
8, 7, 6, 5,
Not gonna lie, they had me intrigued.
Crazy.
1.
Holy shit! We need to get out of here before someone finds us.
If Max is in particular danger, her rewind kicks in as an automatic reflex if she would otherwise be caught, hurt, maimed, or killed, giving you few precious moments to rethink your choices before you try again.
Hey, someone is here!
Max's rewind is more responsive than ever, with the ability to freely rewind at any point, or to skip directly to your most recent action or choice, with those key actions still marked by the dots on the rewind spiral in the upper left of the screen. Oh, it's good to see you again, Rewind Spiral. Although the world rewinds around Max, you can take anything Max picks up back with you, solving puzzles from the past with tools from the future. Sounds like an advert, that.
You just love watching me break things for science.
I know I won't remember it, but I still love watching it.
And as Max doesn't move in space when she reverses time, you can use Rewind to gain crucial extra seconds and cover any distance in the blink of an eye.
Max, why'd you leave the X? What happened?
Fire happened.
Whoa. And I was just gonna let it spark. Thank you, teleporting Max.
But while Rewind is incredibly powerful, it still has its limits. And without taking the risky step of jumping back in time through a photograph, Max can only rewind a few minutes at a time, meaning that she can't undo something that happened before she arrived, and that every second still counts.
I acted on instinct. I hope it was the right choice.
With Chloe and Rewind back in Max's life, she's finally got everything she needs to take on a whole new mystery.
And while Chloe doesn't have a power like Rewind, she does have a supernatural level of self-confidence when it comes to getting answers. That's right. Backtalk is back, baby.
I love how Chloe's power is basically just her being unapologetically Chloe.
Absolutely. And we've got John Zimmerman back at the helm leading the writing. He wrote Chloe in Before the Storm, so it really felt like coming home.
Okay. That's not bad. Because I love Before the Storm, Chloe. So.
Planetarium, you say? If I make it to Monday, I know what my plans are.
Hey, didn't I kick your ass out? You're going on the banned list. Are you a student?
No.
Good. Then I'm banning you from campus, too. Name?
Shit. Better think fast. Thing is, I'm actually a prospective graduate student. I'm here to visit campus.
What program?
I'm doing astrology and whatnot.
Uh-huh. And where are you matriculating from?
At key moments, Chloe can use backtalk to humorously infiltrate the campus, wrestle key information from people, and delve deeper into the mystery.
Or in true Chloe fashion, just throw some shade.
Yeah. And all outcomes in backtalk are entertaining. But remember, they will have an impact on how people treat Chloe. And that can have ramifications for the investigation.
Speaking of the investigation, Max and Chloe are teaming up again. But this time, they'll need to figure out why the fire started, to trace who's behind it. Max thinks it could be arson.
Someone set this fire on purpose.
But was it a vendetta against the school? A burst of anger from Lakeport locals? Or did someone start the blaze to cover up something far darker?
To bring the truth to light, Max and Chloe will need to chase down every lead they can.
Violent protests, resentful staff, a secret society? There are many threats and theories vying for your attention, while the clock counts down to disaster.
With so many lives at stake, Max and Chloe will be forced to make difficult decisions. Everyone at Caledon is at risk. Who can be saved? With Rewind and Backtalk at your fingertips, that will be down to you.
I do wonder why
Where
actually
did all
Birch
this
never
come
came back
from?
to this role. Like, Rihanna was her name? She's taken over at this point. Like, so I wonder why, you know, anyways.
And that's about it for today's reveal show. We seriously cannot wait for you to
Holy
experience
screaming
this
starfish!
Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.
Oh, thanks, Sebastian, for subscribing.
Life is Strange Reunion is the big finale to the Max and Chloe saga. A time-bending mystery full of supernatural second chances, life or death choices, and a whole lot of heart. As the story unfolds, you'll play some scenes as Max with Rewind and others as Chloe with Backtalk, both investigating this mystery of who will start the fire at Caledon and why.
Maybe we still stop the... Max?
I don't think we stopped anything.
You can pre-order Life is Strange Reunion now, and in the meantime, keep an eye on the Life is Strange channels for all the good stuff. And let us know what you want to see next by dropping a comment below.
Who fucking knows what will happen next? But it will happen to us, okay? Because I'm not going anywhere.
Visit lifeisstrange.com and your digital store for more info.
Okay. They have me invested. What can I say? Maybe I'm an easy mark, but they have me invested. And, you know, not just for nostalgia reasons. I mean, as much as I love Max and Chloe as characters, I think this is a chance for a really meaningful story. And I'm always interested in a really meaningful story. So, I guess that's that. You know, if you watch this now or later or whatever, you know, feel free to put your own thoughts in the comments or whatever. And I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, I think that it, you know, it's not a bad idea to have set this up and then pay it off as like the 10th anniversary thing, kind of. I can understand why, at the very least, why like Square Enix would be like, oh, we want to do, you know, a two-part, you know, we want to do double exposure, and then we want to do one in 2026 because we want to, you know, capitalize on the 10-year anniversary or something like that. At least from a corporate standpoint, I could see it. And, you know, like, one of the things that, I mean, undeniably dragged double exposure down a little bit was that they didn't have Chloe. Like, it's not just that Chloe wasn't there, but that there was a feeling of Chloe's absence more than just what the game actually, like, did with that absence. Like, there was absence of Chloe in the story, right? Like, that Max was dealing with. But from the audience perspective, there was a feeling of, like, they just wanted to appeal to nostalgia without actually, like, wanting to deal with any of the stuff people actually liked. Like, sort of like, it, you know, just that they wanted to evoke everything that people wanted, that people loved about the first game. They wanted to evoke it all without really properly understanding it, you know? There was a sense of that to many people, and still to me to some extent, and it just felt like they were bringing Max back not really because they had a truly meaningful story to tell. They had some stuff, and I liked some of the stuff that they had, but it was more like they just, like, they couldn't bring Chloe back because they wanted to honor both timelines, and in one timeline she was dead. But they still wanted to go back to Arcadia Bay stuff, so they brought Max back. There was a certain sense of that. And, you know, this makes it feel like, I don't know, there was a little more thought that went into it than just I want to appeal to Max and Chloe fans. We'll see. Excuse me. We'll see. But they've got me intrigued. They've got me excited. They've got me actually excited now. So that's a plus. You know? I think there are a lot of people who unfortunately fell off with double exposure that I'm not sure they're going to get back. Got to be totally honest. I know some of them, you know? But I think there's still a chance to heal some of the wounds, I think, that double exposure created in a lot of the fandom. Where it just felt like, oh, Life is Strange is just corporate now. You know, and it's just like the end of double exposure felt like they were going like full like Marvel, you know, Max Caulfield will return. It was literally in the credits. And then they were going, you know, all in like the superpowers and stuff like that. And well, obviously they're still picking up on that with like Safi being back and stuff like that. It feels like they're still, I mean, at least here, right? The focus is on character. It's not on superpowers. I think there's probably, you know, I mean, we'll see what happens, you know, how much they balance those. But I'm hoping that the focus is more on the character, you know, complexities, and the relationship and stuff like that. That's what they were saying, at least, then the superpowers and then the big stakes, you know, because Life is Strange is, this is what I always say, Life is Strange is about ordinary people thrust into extraordinary situations. You know, I was really concerned with how Double Exposure ended, that wouldn't be the case anymore. That it would be all about the superpowers. You know, that would be the focus going forward. What exciting new power do you have next? You know? Rather than a feeling of the powers and the supernatural elements facilitate the story and the character work. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this is kind of like, this is their chance to say, no, we didn't go full corporate. Like, Double Exposure actually, like, did have integrity in it. And, you know, you may not have liked the way we were handling things, but it was, you know, written with thought and care, and that, you know, it was built and it was written, in a way that, you know, that connects to this one and that it creates a fully meaningful story. You know, we'll see. You know, there's probably a lot of people who are just gonna say this feels like a cash grab, and like I'm not arguing that it's not. Like, undeniably, bringing Max and Chloe back together is a cash grab. Like, that's the only reason you do it in a lot of ways, is it gets fans excited. Like, that's what it is, right? And if you weren't trying to do that, like, to ignite that feeling, you would just do different characters, right? You would go back, you would do the anthology series stuff. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, cash grabs can still have, like you could get a cash grab that's, like, greenlit, and then you can actually have someone do something meaningful within the greenlit cash grab, right? Like if we look at, like, the Lego movie, right? Like, that's an advertisement for Lego. but they still told a really amazing story in it. So, who knows, you know? I think I'll be playing it. You know, we'll see. We'll see. But there's a chance to do something interesting, to be sure. And, you know, I am glad that they, you know, they looked at this idea of merging the two timelines and said, we have an opportunity here to tell a meaningful story that builds on everything we've done before. We'll see what happens. I mean, I keep saying that, but like, I need to stress that, like, there are valid concerns to be had about how Life is Strange is being operated under Square Enix and under Deck 9. There are sincere, valid concerns to be had. But it's not like great art hasn't been made under less than ideal circumstances. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I've said that like 20 times now, but that's sort of where I am, I think. I'm excited. Cautiously excited, I would say. I'm cautiously excited. I'm certainly intrigued. And in the back of my mind, I'm always holding on to a little bit of skeptical concern about how things are currently being run with this series, and by the people who run it. So feel free to leave some comments or something if you've got any thoughts. And I will see you all soon. I'll probably have, I mean, I'm you know, still writing essays and shit like that. So, you know, you'll see that soon enough. Oh, I'm also, I'm setting up an extra channel, a second channel, where I'm going to be uploading all of my old Twitch streams. And like that'll be for some like miscellaneous stuff, like the Twitch streams, and like I've recorded some like songs and like, you know, and just be singing it, like that'll just sort of be for miscellaneous stuff, and that's called ASE Extra. I'll put a link to that in like the description maybe or something like that. So, you know, I guess I'll say it again. We'll see what happens. And talk to y'all soon.